Hello, welcome once again, fellow comrades. This is your Rabbi, Dr. Afol, reaching you live from Ewutubo Jase. Those of you who are new here should please subscribe to this my channel and then press on the notification bell so that in the near future, when we make videos of such nature, then you can have access to them. So what happens is that today we want to treat a very trivial topic, and it's about how to lay sneaky tricks. How to lay sneaky tricks. I will say that there are certain things that really occurs, and when it occurs to the ordinary person, you will think that it's very weird and that it couldn't be possible. But in actual fact, when you show this to someone who is on the spiritual path, we tend to understand what really is going on. These sneaky tricks can be laid in many forms. So I'll start by talking about the one of the most powerful hoodoo materials of our time, and that is what do you call it? How do we call that? The menstrual blood. The menstrual blood. The menstrual blood has always been used since time immemorial to lay tricks on people, and it's one of the most potent hoodoo item that you can ever get. Here in Africa, we have instances where people will mix some of this menstrual blood in people's drinks, like coffee, dark coffee, and then mix them in palm nut soup. That is because it's very reddish in nature, in order to hide it and then also to gain some sort of control over the mind. So if you are actually, in fact, that type who are into a relationship, you are unsure of yourself, please avoid taking such food with people, because there is the possibility that people will lay such sneaky tricks on you. This could be put into Coca-Cola because it has that reddish this thing, or added into one's gravy. So you need to really be very careful. Others also would not really put it, but they will use stick, and they'll put it in their vagina, then later on fry it, and then it gives it to the man, a sort of a love control. These are some of the sneaky methods. So if you are a man, you must desist from taking such food when you are served and you are unsure of the person. You see, that's our low current. Low current is unfortunate. You see, the light keeps fluctuating on its own, and that is not the best. So that is the way normally people will lay that sneaky trick. There are instances where people will also have it send yams to their washroom, and then they do the bath on it, and then later on cook it for the man as a sort of love control. So you must, men who are very much conversant with this method will really have to be very careful. Then sometimes too, people can burn candles discreetly so that they cannot be found. In this sense, the candles are dressed, and then they are put into candle holders with the name papers underneath. They pushed into the hole, and then the candles set and serve and used as dinner lights. So under normal circumstances, everyone would think that this is a normal dinner light, but in actual fact, it will be a candle that has been, prior to that, been dressed and used in a candle magic spell. And then there's also the sneaky substitute for certain lights where you want to set a light, but because of certain circumstances or people around you do not accept it. There are other ways that you can really set up the light. This involves using the flower pot. You get your you write your name papers. You set them into a jam bottle, an empty jam bottle. You add, or a jar, empty jar. Then you add your various items, hide it in the flower pot, and set a plant over it where the candle ought to have been. And this is equally effective. And then there are also what is known as the hidden altars where altars are hidden from the general public because of certain reasons where people may complain. In this sense, you can quickly set up your altar. You do your spell, which will last about 10 to 15 minutes, after which you switch off, you snuff off the candle, and then you hide your items in a bag under lock and key, push it under the bed, so and no one will find it. I've also seen people who have had their altars hidden in their wardrobe. Yes, a wardrobe under lock and key. So, sorry, generally you will not see anything, but actually the altar will be in the wardrobe. Yes, this is also a way of this. And then where you have carpets, carpet all around, and you need to do some floor washing. Yes, what you do is that you can avoid the carpet, since you cannot use the water. You can use the water to mop all the wooden surfaces and metallic surfaces in the room, and this is also equally effective. Then sneaky bath tricks, where you need to give somebody some salt and things to use in bathing, but for some peculiar reason you cannot do it. What you do is that you do these sneaky bath tricks by mopping the floor with the said item, and then mentioning the names of those that you want them to have effect on them, and then you leave it that way. When they step into it, it will still have the same effect that you are desiring. Or if it is your husband, you can add it to his laundry, and then after you've washed this item, you add the salt and items to the laundry to rinse them. And when he puts them on, it's just like he has had the spiritual bath. And then there are also edible magical herbs. If I really want to mention some of them, it will take quite a time, so I will just say a few of them. Like bay leaf. Bay leaf is an edible this thing, and can be laid, it can be put in someone's food, but it's used for protection and mental, and then for marriage. Then we have lemon. Lemon is for clarity and then separation, and then for breakups. So you can also dispense lemon in their food and use them as a sneaky trick. And then we have the powders. The powders, they are sometimes also very easy to go by. It is where, let me say, when the man has got a talakum powder, you can add stay at home powder to it. You pour half of it, you add stay at home powder, or love me alone. Love me alone powder, and then you add it to their powders. When they put it on, it will have the same effect on them. Then when it comes to capturing of hair, etc., all what you need is that you get a brush that the said person is using. Then you can take the hairs from the brush, and then you can use in your work. Then when you want to put your hair as a form of control, normally the ladies will use their public hair and then insert it in the either the heart or cap of the man, in a bid to control the mind of the person. That's until you can sneak the hair into any compartment in the heart, so that whenever the man puts on the heart, the public hair is hidden somewhere in the heart, to have that sort of control effect on the man. And yes, I think this is where I will end. I will really end these sneaky tricks here. But as I was saying, I brought in, I eventually took from the publishers the books. And let me show you. Excuse me. Yes, eventually the publishers brought, and you see they did a very lovely work here. Excuse me, sorry, I've turned some of them outside. Yes, so they brought close to about 200 copies, and those of you who want to have the book that I've written, that is the Mystic at Prayer, most of these directions, and then those that can arrest certain problems like things that become stumbling blocks on our path, and how to open ways. I mean, there's a lot of it in this book. And then how to say prayers that will open avenues for us, those that will remove blockages from our lives. All these things have been incorporated in the book. And what I'm doing is that I'm now selling the book for 100 Ghana. That is 100 Ghana, which is close to about $20. And those of you who want to order this book will actually need to pay for the shipping as well. The shipping will be close to around $15 each, and it could be shipped to any part of the country. Fellow comrades, it's been a pleasure being with you once again. And today I was discussing with you how to lay sneaky tricks. I think the near future I'll show how we can dispose of spiritual material. It's a pleasure being here with you once again. This is your rabbi, your doctor, brother Alfred Afro. Thank you and stay blessed. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Peace, Baruch Hashem. Stay blessed.